trying to please me. Still homes are never satisfied like the stones. We don't condone writing, see them selling crossbones. Protect them while they're writing. Don't clash with the titan. We blast with a lion.
Whoa! ACN! There's a revolution in the building. Hello? Hello? How's everyone? Yes? Okay. So, ooh, wow, I like that. I don't know who did that, but I'll take it. So here's what I need for you to do. If you right now are about to go to the bathroom, because you think the promoting events topic is the time to do that, that would be an error in judgment. I would not do that. If you have people that are in the hallway, I would send a quick text and let them know to get back in here. Because there could be something that's about to be said that could make a difference. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Is that possible? So I didn't come here this morning to just talk at you. I came to talk with you. And my goal is to have this conversation make a difference after this arena is emptied out, that you go home and you really understand what you need to do to really build your ACN business. So look at the person on your left and on your right and say, I might pay attention right now. I think I'll probably pay attention. Go ahead.
I'm definitely paying attention, Casey.
Very good. My name is James Adlam, and I come to you from the Maryland marketplace. Happy Valentine's Day to all the ladies out there. Happy Valentine's Day. All the people that are serving in our military, could you please stand up? Please give them a round of applause. So many things we take for granted, but we want to say thank you for your service. I'm blessed that I get to be up here today to have a conversation with you about the thing that has changed my life in ACN, because I'm a product of the training events of ACN. And my goal is to have you understand the magnitude of what the training events of ACN can do for you as well as for your family. So you ready?
Yeah.
Very good. Let's talk about it. How many have ever been on an ACN conference call? Okay, so that was an event. Anything that's bigger than you is an event. Anything that has someone give a message outside of you is an event. Three-way calls, 2-on-1 calls, meetings, whether they're business opportunity meetings, private business receptions, all these events have a purpose, and that's expose as many people as possible to see the opportunity to become a business partner or a customer. The purpose of the events is to help you move your business forward. Weekly business opportunity meetings, regional leadership trainings, product trainings, and the international training event. All these events serve a purpose. But just like anything in the world, you can only benefit from something that you're in attendance of. The event that you don't go to can't possibly help you. So for those of you that are new, how many of you, this is your very first event? Welcome. Are you glad you came? Are you glad somebody argued with you to come? Okay, good. So the values here, see, there's a gentleman by the name of Mr. Tony Kupas. One of the co-founders once said that the training events will do for you what you alone cannot do for yourself. And it's so true, you know, they say iron sharpens iron. There's something that happens when you're sitting in the arena and you're having a chance to listen to the stories behind the microphone, and people training that would never happen had you missed these events. When you come to the events, you begin to experience what ASIN's really all about. It's not just a living room business. It's a serious business. It's a serious business opportunity business. But for you to be able to go and see the events, that's one thing. But it's more important that you promote the events. You see, but I want you to understand you cannot promote an event that you're not sold out to yourself. You see, because the events do so much for your team. You know, we've been blessed to have an amazing team in ACN. And that team that we work with is a function of people coming to an event, seeing the bigger picture, telling somebody else about that event, and then sharing the story. You know, so sometimes people come up to me and say, James, you know, you're a little psycho about promoting the events. I am. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm psychotic about the importance of the events in ACN. People don't ask me though why, because here's what I know. I believe that everything starts with your belief system. Before you think you can get your 60 customers, you have to believe that there's something that might be holding. How many of you feel like sometimes you know what you're supposed to do, but there's something holding you back? Has anyone in this room ever been in that position where you know what you're supposed to do, but there's something holding you back? And even though we could talk to you and talk to you and talk to you until you go to an event and have something click, then nothing's gonna happen. But when you go to an event and your belief system is raised, then you're willing to take an action. And the action that you take, whether you have great results or not great results, taking an action is always more exciting than sitting thinking about something. How many of you know that sitting and thinking about something never really empowered you at any point in your life? But the moment you did something, it began to happen. Because when you take action long enough, you're gonna see results. When you're excited about something, you're gonna see results. I'm a master of letting other things tell the story for me about ACN. What do I mean by that? Highlight videos. ACN has an unbelievable library of videos to promote the events. Speakers. I'm amazing, I know this for a fact, at getting people in front of other people to tell the story of the event. I heard a training once about promoting the event, and I loved the training so much, I kept sending that video link to someone else, and I had somebody else tell the stories. As a matter of fact, it was Spencer Hunt. And I used to send his video link of him promoting events to people I wanted to have to come to the event. I have to remind people, sometimes people, how many of you realize that sometimes as we go through our lives day to day, we can get distracted and lose focus on what the main thing is. Has anyone ever been in a place where you know what your reason why is, but sometimes you forget it? Well, having people get connected to their why, telling people why you're doing this. Well, you know, I don't know if I can make this event in San Jose. Sarah, do you remember how you said you wanted to be home with your son? You want to be able to take care of your mom? Well, this event, the education you're going to get there is going to help you. So it's not just listening to the why and buying into what they say to you. It's about listening to the why, that reminding them of why they need to do it. They're telling you why they can't do something. Sometimes you got to remind people why they have to do something. Fear of loss. Mr. Corianis is one of the best of this. He says all the time on conference call, this is the last event of its kind. Never happened before, will never happen again. And I remember hearing him say that for the first time. I'm like, really? It's never gonna happen again? And I remember the Nationals there was an international coming up 60 days later. But his point was so right. You don't know what you're gonna hear at that one event that could be everything for you. But one of the things I believe most is being non-negotiable. I believe that you can't negotiate with success. I believe that you have to be willing to pay not just the retail value for success, you should be willing to pay premium. You see, because if you're willing to pay premium, how many of you understand that when you do get what you pay for? So sometimes people want to haggle about, well, I don't know if I can make that event or I can't make that event. But if you ask that same person about going into work, let's say, to something that maybe they're not inspired to do, because the paycheck's coming, they will sacrifice so much. Let me tell you something. You have to be willing to do more for yourself than you are for someone else. You should never haggle at the counter of your success. There should never be a need to heavily debate with you about something that could change your life. But how many understand that sometimes that happens? You see, everyone, you need to understand about our company. What is our company? What do we really do here? What is ACN all about? We are a customer acquisitions company. We acquire customers. The compensation plan is the same for all of us. We have the same services, basically in the same marketplace, depending on where you live. So what separates someone who's in this business, who treats it like a hobby? How many of you know there's some people, I know it's not you, but there's some people that you might know that treat acing like a hobby? Raise your hands. How many of you know some people that this just isn't really a priority in what they think about day to day? How many of you know there's some people like that, right? So what separates the people that treat this like a business, are able to achieve residual income success like a business, and some people who don't? And I've sat and I've thought about it for a long time. And what it comes down to is vision. So look at your neighbor on your left and your right and say vision. Are you really ready? Are you really ready? Are you sure? Okay, let's talk about vision. 2.6 million light years away. 2.6 million light years away is something called the Andromeda system. It is the furthest measured point that a human being has ever been able to see. It's been recorded that human beings have been able to see the Andromeda system, which is 2.6 million light years away. Maybe that doesn't, for those who wear glasses, you're like, are you sure? No, I'm really sure. How is it a human being can see something that is 2.6 million light years away? That you standing right here, if you were on the tallest mountain peak that you could get yourself to, and the sky was completely clear, like if there was no interruption of clouds, no interruption of pollution and smog, that you as a human being right now could see 2.6 million light years away. That the great creator designed you so incredibly that you have the ability with these two orbs in your eyes to be able to see 2.6 million light years away. Yet, I want you to consider something. And this is something that happened for me. And it might happen for you. My son is 4 years old. How many of you have a 4-year-old? How many of you know that 4-year-olds they have their own way of doing things? How many of you remember when you thought you were going to raise your kids and you realized they're raising you? Oh, am I the only one? Okay. My son is 4 years old, and one day we're having a conversation, and he said, Daddy, can you grab my Spider-Man toy? And he has this big bin of toys, and it's like a big mess of toys. And I said, I don't know. I was like, James, I don't know what his toy is. He's like, it's right over there in the bin. And I said, James, okay. So I go over to the bin, and I'm looking in the bin, and I'm looking in the bin. And I'm there for like a couple of minutes. And he's like, did you find it yet? I said, no, I didn't find it yet because I told you it's probably not even here. And my son walks over and picks up the Spider-Man toy and says, how did you miss this? That's what my son says to me. So at that point, because I was raised in Jamaica, and when you hear something like you want to give him the backhand, but I didn't do that. Because I've read books and I'm into personal development, so I didn't do that. I said, well, James, I'm glad you found the toy. But I was wondering, I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, how did he find that toy? Because I'm sitting there looking for the toy, I know I'm looking for the toy. And so I look it up, and it's called scotoma. Scotoma is an actual condition that every human being faces. Scotoma is something really interesting. Here's what it is. It's a mental blind spot. It's where something is right in front of you, but you refuse, because you don't believe it's there, you literally refuse to see it, and because your brain is going to do what you believe, it literally blinds you to what is right in front of you. That the toy that was sitting right in front of me, I refused, before I even went looking for it, I believed it wasn't there, so my brain validated that for me,